'cause it doesn't mean so much in the end.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Her Stage Mind Show, where we're normally known for healing the mind from the roots of our soul, but this time we're doing it with a twist. We're turning dreams to reality. I'm your host, Her Sage, and we're here with special guest, DrewSkey, the entertainer.
I'm honored. Thank you for having me. Let me shake your hand one time.
There you go.
It's a
Honored
pleasure.
to have you here.
It's a
Great.
pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be on the platform. Shout out to you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for allowing me to be here on the platform. I want to say you're doing a wonderful job.
Absolutely,
Kudos to
I
you.
appreciate that. So, who is DrewSkey, the entertainer?
DrewSkey the entertainer is just a regular guy who thrives off entertainment, has a passion for it, been doing it since I was a kid.
What is it?
Just entertaining, rather it be hosting, emceeing, acting. I used to sing, I used to rap, I still dance.
Professionally?
Well, in school. If you catch me at an event, most times I'm doing more dancing than anything. So I'll do routines from rifle walk to skip to my loo. You know, I can do the
The one,
zontos.
two.
I can do it. I love what I do. It's like I said, it's a home away from home for me. So I enjoy it. And that's DrewSkey. DrewSkey is, I wouldn't say it's an alter ego. It's more of a...
So wait, is
It's the
DrewSkey your
thrive.
first name, your real name?
No, Andrew's my real name. So
Okay, so
Andrew
where did-
Robinson's my real name.
So where did Andrew.
Andrew.
Okay,
So
okay.
I had a lot of changes. So A.Rock was the first one.
Okay.
Because my name was Andrew, I lived in a dot, and I used to like watching The Rock as a kid. So I just merged that together. So that was kind of like part of my life. And then someone just called me DrewSkey and it just stuck. So I'm like, all right. So I
I
just
guess
took it.
this is what it is.
Yeah. So, and I had to say the entertainer because like I kind of pretty much do it all and I've done it all. So
Just package it up nicely.
yeah, just package it up nicely. I don't take no credits away from Cedric the entertainer.
Oh, that's true.
So, and that's why I spelled it T-H-A instead of T-H-E.
So you were saying that the entertainer encompasses rap, acting. What kind of
Everything.
rap? Where did you act? Where, like,
I used to just act in school. My first acting was what, grade 4, when I was the uncle of the Wizard of Oz. Imagine me, the uncle of Wizard of Oz. Me, yeah. I got voted in graduation for like the class clown. My mom felt like it was a bad award to give me.
can you imagine?
But I saw it as I just know how to light
Make
up a
people
room.
laugh.
So I just took that and I just ran with it. I used to beatbox. I was a good beatboxer.
So why did you stop? Like, why didn't you carry it into now? There's so many avenues and creators and stuff where that can be, highlighted.
I think it depends on the situation. I feel like it's still there. I've done it here and there at home. I feel like it depends on when it's needed. If it's needed and I can still do it, I'll do it.
So do you like play instruments and stuff too?
Yeah, I used to play trombone in high school. I used to play drums in church. I used to play piano in and out of church. Yeah, that's what I said.
I'm not like in this
entertainer.
used to. I feel like that's a lot of talent to like be put in the past. Like, why not bring it back? Why not?
It's there. It's definitely there.
But like when I say bring it back, I mean like why not seek out opportunities to kind of put it on the front page?
Oh, that's what I'm doing with the goals I'm trying to set, but also like I'm trying to do all that, but also bring others involved in the opportunities, right? I don't want it to be always about me and always about what I do.
Okay.
I feel like someone did that for me when I was young. They could have put their face and put their skills out there and forgot about me, but they
Brought you
kinda,
along.
Yeah, they kind of, took a step back of their skills and put themselves out there, but kind of put me in there too. So I feel like it's my
Pay
duty,
it forward. Okay.
take a little out, put a lot back in, That's what I'd like to do.
So then how did you have a podcast.
Yes.
Is it your podcast? I see it's a group of people, but like how did that come about?
To be honest with you, it's funny because some of us met in high school, some of us met in college, some of us met through like certain people outside. And we just would I remember like most of us would go to Seneca, shout out to Seneca at York, and half of my people used to just sit down and talk about stuff.
Real life stuff.
Real life stuff. And we'd be chilling in the library. We'd even get like people that are working in the library doing their schoolwork just involved. Some of them would like be amped. Like we were actually the ones that would like call random people over and say, hey, like, what do you think about this scenario? And they would laugh. And so it's like we just decided to just, you know, we just came together and like, it was a podcast.
So even since high school till now, it just built momentum.
I wouldn't say since high school. It was in college.
I mean, sorry.
Yeah,
not
since
high school,
college.
but since college, it built momentum.
Yeah, like later on in college, that's when we start really like, you know, doing it. And it was good. It was, people enjoy it because like, it's not scripted.
Right.
It's like us naturally being ourselves. And those are my brothers. Like there's other brothers that I consider my brothers outside of the podcast. And they know who they are. But those guys, like we've gone through ups and downs and we're still here. So like it means a lot to me because we created a platform where we're ourselves even when the cameras are off. So what people see on the podcast is who we are
in
outside. You know,
and that's good.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just happy for that. But I'm not gonna say it's my podcast. It's our podcast.
It's a group.
It's a group.
It's a unit.
Definitely
Okay.
a group thing.
So it's called The Man Don't Care.
The Man Don't Care podcast.
Where did that mean?
So shout out to my boy Oxtail Whisper. He got it from.
Wait, hold on. That's his name?
Well, that's the name he has.
Oh, okay.
So it's Oxtail Whisper. Shh.
Okay.
He got it from a song, but I think for me it made sense because like we don't care how people feel about our feelings. Obviously, we're not disrespectful because we're grown about it.
Hold on. You don't care about how people feel about your feelings?
About our feelings in a sense of like you have to, in conversations, you're gonna have uncomfortable conversations where you may not like what the person is saying.
Right.
But it's a part of a conversation.
Right.
Everybody's perspective is different.
Right.
Right.
And valid.
And we've all came to that understanding where each of our stuff is different. Like what I would think maybe my boy Artest won't think.
Right.
You know, what Tristan would think, maybe Kwame wouldn't think. Like, but that's what made the podcast so great is because we learn from each other. We see it from different perspectives and we're not afraid to speak our mind.
And that's a good thing because the different perspectives, the different personalities, different people, different audiences will definitely resonate with, if not one, or if not all, then at least one, right?
Facts.
So that's good.
Totally agree.
That's good.
Totally agree.
So then is that in any way related to, what is it, Insight Entertainment?
Insight honestly started way after the podcast.
What is that?
So Insight, shout out to Insight and my crew actually. If it wasn't for them, there would be no Insight in a sense. It started like literally late 2019, but I put it in motion the middle of 2020.
And
so
what is it exactly?
I grew up watching a lot of old school stuff. I grew up watching like old school sitcoms. I was in an area in the 90s where, you know, people would want to clock out from work to run home
And
to watch TV.
And there was no rewind.
No rewind. And if it's played again, you gotta, like, if Arthur was played at 3, you gotta wait till 8 to go watch it again. Like, that's where I come from,
And sit down and watch all the
I'm
commercials.
telling you, you gotta sit down and watch all those. So, you know, and those were fun times. As much as people be like, well, that's old. It's like, those times were amazing because, like, we really valued shows like The Bill Cosby Show, My Wife and Kids, Family
Remember
Matters.
that?
I'm telling you, those type of shows, even the cartoons like Big Wolf on Campus, Hey Arnold.
Don't take me back
I'm
right now.
telling you,
Stop. That's
I'm
nostalgic
telling you.
as F.
I hope y'all know, like, I'm exposing my age, but it's okay.
That doesn't mean you're
Me not
old.
care. Me
That
not
was just
care.
the other day.
Yeah.
Not my daughter saying I'm born in the 1900s.
Come on, I rate it.
Listen.
I rate it. Come on.
It wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't that long ago. I just felt like I enjoyed those moments, and that's when music, entertainment, acting, it was in its natural form.
Mm-hmm.
It was in a form where people, even if they weren't getting a lot of money from it, they had a passion for it.
Exactly.
And I wanted to go back to that, and that's why, you know, I did pray about it. I studied. and I found the word insight. So instead of it saying like INSIGHT, I spelled it INCITE.
Because when I did see that, I'm like, okay, so that just brings me back to like incite a riot or something like that. Is there any relation to that type of energy, or?
It's more, it's so when I found the definition of it, it's prompt to action, to stir, and that's what I want entertainment to be. Right. Entertainment was to stir, the prompt to action. You know, like that's what we enjoyed that. Mm-hmm. And I want entertainment to be like that. Rather it be a sitcom, a game show, you know, whatever the case may be, I just wanted that. And there's so much talent in Canada, not just in Toronto.
There's definitely a lot of talent.
And a lot of these big companies, no offense, they don't really tap into those type of people unless they're higher up. And they should have known by now that don't sleep on those that's been working hard.
Love a good underdog.
You know, like there's people that's been doing this for years and like they get one little show. You know, Bernie Mac was doing his thing for how many years, and it's when he was in his late 30s, almost in his 40s, that's when they want to give him a show. I don't want people to be in that predicament. So that's why I made the network. I want people to come together, make content that's good, that's energetic, that's authentic, that's real, relatable, fun, and do what they love to do. Because there's people that actually love this.
Yeah.
I love this. Even if I don't get paid a lot, I love this.
That's called passion.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I created the network. So the network is different from the podcast, but the podcast came before the network.
The podcast came before the network, right? Before the network,
So
speaking on like passion, do you believe in like, I don't know if that's your same situation, but like turning pain to passion? Do you come from a traumatic background?
I wouldn't say I came from a traumatic background, but I came from a background where we were underdogs.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom, RIP to my father. They both came from places where they weren't expected to be where they were at. They weren't expected to be great. They weren't expected to survive. Two hardworking Jamaican parents coming from country, coming to Canada with nothing but hopes and dreams to be the best they can be. They were always counted out. I heard stories how, you know, my dad used to get treated a certain way, my mom used to get treated a certain way, and they kept their head up, kept fighting.
There's no other option, to be honest.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm the last of the breed. I'm blessed to be last. I'm not even supposed to be here.
Why do you say that?
So I don't really say this story a lot, but my dad was apparently doctors was already going to write my dad off before my older brother turned 8.
In what sense? Health-wise?
So he was supposed to pass away by 5 doctors, I heard, said that he was going to die before my older brother turned 8. Mind you, me and my brother are 9 years apart. So technically I wouldn't be
was
here.
Supposed to be gone.
So I'm 32 now. So.
And he passed?
When I was 25.
You're kidding.
When I was 25. Yeah. That's serious.
What kind of prognosis was that? What?
You know what it is? It's when my dad used to say, when people say no, God says yes. So because it was destined.
I can only imagine his thought process, his energy with that type of news, thinking he wasn't gonna, you know.
He laughed at it.
He laughed at it.
My dad is known to have a lion's heart. That's why I call him. He has the eye. He's a real definition of eye of the tiger. He finds stuff in the dirt and he just sees energy and he just transforms it into something
an alchemist.
Positive. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was grateful to have him, grateful to have my mom, my older brother. We came from being doubted, and I seen that when I was growing up, and you know, I had 2 choices. It was rather I fall for the stigma or break the narrative.
Why do you think you were why do you think that was the case?
It's sometimes it's a cycle. Sometimes it's kind of like people like to put things on their kids' and their kids' kids. And I've seen that with people. And for me, like, I could feel it. Like, even when my dad passed, I seen things that I never thought I would see seen in real life.
In what sense?
In a sense of it showed that people will only use you to benefit you. Because when my dad was around, a lot of people were hovering over my dad and also hovering over my family because my family is a giving family. We care to give. My dad was the type of guy, he would tell you, you know, if you don't have any food, come to my house, I got a table. He'd make you sit in his seat. He'd give you his best plate. My mom would get the best food and serve it to you. That's just how our family was. And when he passed away, I just seen everything start trickling down. And I was happy for it because my dad said you never come out of eggshell yet, but when you come out, you're gonna see how those eggshells crack. So when I seen it, I'm like, it makes sense. I seen it. And day by day, I just like remembered like I have no choice but to be successful. I gotta break the barrier.
That's exactly my next thing I was gonna say. Was that like a catalyst into what you do now?
I wouldn't say it's a catalyst in what I do now because whatever I would have done, I would still have the same energy. I'd still have the same energy. I think it just gave me a bigger reason to push harder because, like I said, I have no choice. I have 4 stigmas that hang over my head, and if I tell you, you're gonna be like, wow, that's crazy. I'm a Jamaican man, I'm a Scorpion man, I'm a Toronto man, and I'm a Black man. Those 4 already has a bunch of stigmas
I'm laughing only at the Scorpio part.
Because it's facts.
You know what I mean?
It's facts.
Listen, I love a good Scorpio.
Hey, we're good Scorpios around here. There are some good Scorpios. I just want you guys to know.
Well, are you October to November?
I'm October.
Oh, okay.
But I heard that a lot of the Octobers are shaky. I don't know. I don't know if it's because of it's Drake. I don't know. You guys can tell me. I don't know if it's Drake or something. But like, I don't know why. Like, what's the beef with October people?
I feel like that has to be an episode on its own
because
y'all come with a lot.
Please, round 2, please. Please, audience, tell her to do a round 2 because we're going to talk about this.
Or you can bring me on your show and we can talk about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? That makes sense. Yeah,
respectfully. Because boy. Yeah, it's what I do, man.
But then that means like you're 100% yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm 100% me.
And that's important to you.
Mandatory.
It's
mandatory.
Why? What? Like, besides the obvious, why do you think like, well, I guess because, well, yeah, let me let you answer. Why do you think it's so important to like be yourself in today's society?
Because who cares to fit in when you're the fit in?
Okay.
Who cares?
Okay.
I grew up understanding that like I always wanted to try to fit in.
Why?
Because like when you grow up, you're young, right? Mm-hmm. Like you see people have their little groups. You have the cool kids, the nerds, the hot gal, the dancers, the visual artists.
And where did you fall in that?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I just fell in my own thing, and that's what makes me so proud.
Did it make you uncomfortable at the time, or was it something you embraced?
I felt like that. I questioned it because I'm human, but later on I was like, I'm happy because like I'm me. There's only one Andrew Robinson.
Right.
There's only one DrewSkey. No one can take that away from me. No. Whatever I like is what I like. It's rather you rock with it or you don't. And I'm fine with it. At first I'd be like, I don't know why people don't rock with it, but now it's like, not everyone's supposed to like me.
Right.
So I'm cool with it. Definitely cool with it.
Okay. So I seen like you did a collab, or you tell me the relationship with what is it? Maneuver Men's Grooming, I think it is.
Yes.
Is that your thing, or is that?
It's not my thing. It's their thing.
Right.
And shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to Black Men Style. Those two are powerhouses.
I see it.
They're
Trust
powerhouses.
me.
Black Men Style first, let me say, like, we need that in our culture, especially for Black men. We need to, we're not just tech fleece and Jordans.
No.
We're this, like we're turtlenecks and blazers. We're pocket squares and Chelsea boots. We're fedora hats. And come
shout
on,
out Edgar.
Come on, I do this. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Let them know. Right? I take pride in it, and not because like I grew up, I had to wear it. For me, if anybody asks me what I choose to like to dress up, semi-formal is my favorite.
Okay.
That's me. Rather it be a date, an event, whatever, I like dressing semi-formal. for some reason, it's just you just walk different. You got a swagger. You got blue cheese on you.
Okay.
I like blue cheese.
Okay.
I just love it.
That sounds like when Jay-Z said it's not pink, it's mauve, or whatever he said. That's what it's given right now.
It's given that. It's definitely given that. Definitely given that. The Black Man style really represents Black excellence, Black, not just Black history, but Black success, Black development, Black growth, anything related to Black men coming together on a positive level, doing something great. Like, that's what Black Man style is. A maneuver is the same thing, but they put it in their products. You know, they incorporate beard oils and butter, butter creams, and they really take pride in what they do.
So is that what grew your beard?
No.
Oh, so what grew the beard?
To be honest with you, it was actually natural. I could actually naturally grew my beard. I just didn't embrace it.
Okay.
If you look at photos before, it was basically when Wild 'N Out came to Toronto.
Oh my God.
That's when I was like, yo, let me try this growing beard thing. Let me just give it a try. Everyone said I had a good head shape for it, so I'm like, let me go try it. And I tried it, I'm like, it looks nice.
It definitely looks good.
Calm down, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm just a regular dark-skinned guy. Calm down.
So would you say like you were just a model for them? It's like, what was it?
I'm an ambassador for them.
An ambassador.
I'm
Okay,
an
well
ambassador
that was a good call, because it definitely, I think it was like a commercial or something I seen, and I was like, okay, you have the beard, their products look good, so it must have some type of correlation.
Yeah, their products are good. I have bought them. Make sure you guys buy. Anybody that wants to grow a beard, doesn't matter what race you are, get Maneuver Strong. It's a family. It's not even just products. They when you really talk to them, that's what made me, because you can go with any Black business, but like when you hear the message behind it, that's what resonated with me.
I don't even know the story per se, but when I do see it on shelves, it just stands out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like whatever energy it is, it's good energy, it feels like.
It's worth it. It doesn't
stuff.
matter how much you're paying for it, it's worth it, because it's a family, it's a community, it's an energy, it's Black love. It's really Black love. When you put your hand in that, in that mixture, in that concoction they have, and you put it on your face, or you take their wooden pick or their comb, put it on their beard. It's I'm telling you, it's a feeling. I know it sounds weird, but
no,
it's
it doesn't sound weird. That just sounds like it's really organic and really like has the magic to it. Yeah, okay.
You feel like you want a Black woman to, like, for me, when I first, I'm not even gonna lie to you, when I first put it on, I'm not gonna lie, I was wanting to have a Black woman like massage my beard with it.
Okay.
It was giving that energy. Okay. And I like that. That's the type of energy you don't find in a lot of products. That's why I rock with Maneuver Strong. So I'm an ambassador for them, and shout out to them, and I'm happy that they even thought of me to be one, to be honest with you, because I don't
Maybe for this purpose right here, because you're super passionate about the brand, so good call.
You know what I'm saying? Well, shout out to you. Like I said, you put me on the platform to talk about it, so shout out to her. Respectfully. Come on. Come on.
Okay, so good energy. On the flip side, what do you think of toxic culture and like what's... Nothing deep breath.
Toxic culture? Define toxic culture, please.
I can't. Okay, so someone else asked me to say, like, what do you mean toxic? Like, we're all toxic, but like, your own interpretation. I feel like everybody's toxic is different. So you, like, the way you view it, what do you think about it?
I feel like, for me, toxic energy,
I guess, and also like dating wise and obviously family. That's family. It's two different categories, but it's equally important, I feel like.
Yeah. I feel like a toxic energy is just straight. For me, it gives negative.
Yeah, of course.
It gives, well, for certain people, it gives positive. I don't know. Teach their own. But for me, it gives negative. It's like, I don't like toxic relationships. I can't be in one. I don't want to be in one.
Not even for the thrill?
I don't care. If I wanted a thrill, I will go on a roller coaster. And I don't even like roller coasters. So I'll say this. I don't know if anybody on your platform has said this. Me and toxic relationships, we don't mix. I don't have its number. I know it lives far away and I'm not gonna research it, look for it, or bother with it. It doesn't bother me and I don't bother it. So leave me alone, okay? I don't deal with it. I kudos to those that like it. I just can't. I like peace of mind. It's already hard being a black man in society to try to find love and genuine love and settle down and find a good woman and have a family and build an empire and live the rest of your life with this person. I don't need toxic behaviors in my humble abode. I don't. I'm already dealing with people outside the world that has toxic behavior. You think I want to come home to? No.
I mean,
no.
You might want to like add some substance to the makeup, no?
No.
No? Okay.
No. I'm a romantic old school man. If I wanted to add some substance to the makeup, I'll dim the lights, play some Jodeci, Love You for Life, and slow dance with you with a rose in my mouth. That's how I operate. That's how I operate.
It's giving fedora.
Yeah. Because we're not doing that over here. I don't know who created this toxic
I don't think
culture.
it's a creation. I think it's just more on a spotlight, especially like it's just out here.
What do you think about it?
I'll save that for another episode because I played both sides. I'm not going to lie. I just have evolved obviously now because I have bigger and better things that my mind's focused on. But, you know, we'll cross that bridge when it comes, right?
I'll tell you right now, not in this climate above the equator with gas prices raising up and oxtail is raising every cent every day. No, not me. I'm sorry. It's $1.55 a liter right now at Shell. I am not.
Oh, you buy premium gas?
We just buy gas. We buy gas. And I'm not talking about Ravas, Clavas, or Ding Dong. We buy gas. Yes, that's what we buy. And I am not in the position, lifestyle, mindset, or intellectual being to be in a toxic. So if you're toxic, nobody deal with me. Nobody, I will not entertain you, much less entertain it. No.
Okay, got you.
I want peace, love, happiness. Black people are already dying young with stress. You think I want to have stress and toxic behavior around me? No. Sorry.
All right, on that note, a conversation that I guess introduced us was about my use of the word vulnerability.
Yes.
And you said, no, emotional awareness.
Yes.
Explain that.
I stopped using vulnerability. Stop using, because when you're vulnerable, you allow stuff to access you. And I started realizing that. If you really look and break down the word vulnerability, anytime you are vulnerable, if you ever heard a woman said, I was vulnerable, something bad happened.
Oh.
Technically.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say everything.
Okay.
But most times it's always like, I was vulnerable and I did this and I shouldn't have never done it. I was vulnerable, and I'm using it as an example, but I'm saying in a general aspect, when you are vulnerable, sometimes you're not in the right headspace to be aware of what is going into your brain, into your spirit, into your soul, into your mind, into your cup of morals, principles, and values. I started to say being more emotionally aware, because you could still bask in your emotions, but still be aware of what's going inside you as a vessel, because everybody's a vessel.
Absolutely.
And I think we can all agree there are certain vessels that had too much stuff in them that don't need to be in them. Just putting it out there. Because I've talked to some people that I was like, wait, what? Where did this come about? Like, when did this happen? Right? So for me, vulnerability, I get a lot of people are using it, but I feel like we need to start changing that word and saying emotionally aware. And I mean male and female.
Okay.
Because, emotionally aware is my thing now.
And you feel comfortable in your emotional awareness?
Super.
Always, or you had to get to that point?
I feel like I was always aware. I just needed... It's never about being emotionally aware. It's who you express it with. It's always that. Because I can have a conversation with you, but if you don't create that space for me to express that, then I'm not going to express it.
Well, it wouldn't make sense, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So now imagine you doing that with different women on a daily basis. Now imagine you doing it with a man on a daily basis, with different men. At some point, self-consciously, you're gonna be like, I don't want to be emotionally aware because I don't know if they're gonna value me the way I would want them to, or at least value in general as a person, as a woman, because they're already judging you or basing you off of your feelings. With me, I tell women this all the time. I don't care if you're in a relationship with me, a friendship, business, whatever. I thrive and I enjoy putting women in a safe space mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, intellectually.
So soft era.
I have to.
Okay.
I feel like once you create that safe space for somebody to just be them, express, talk, they get so like, it's like a kid. You know when a kid gets like a teddy bear and they start squeezing it and holding it and rocking with it? That's what you gave them. Because you gotta remember, in the times that we're living in, not a lot of people have safe spaces.
No.
You can have a friend for 15 years and still don't feel like a safe space.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? So I take pride on that. That's why I have a girl best friend for almost 18 years. That's why I have another girl best friend I've known for like 16, 17 years. Safe space. Literally, just safe space. They talk about anything, rather be relationships, men, family, work.
No judgment.
No judgment. No judgment. I'm gonna obviously say some stupid stuff, and they know that. But at the end of the day, when I really like take the jokes out the way, I tell them, listen, like, this is a moment you're in. Learn from these moments, understand yourself in these moments, and then progress with these moments. Because moments is what makes human beings. It's not just the situation, it's the moment. So, and I was like that too. I've embraced the moment to a point where it's like, I've learned, I embrace, okay, this is what I'm feeling, this is the emotion, how am I gonna handle this? Okay, I'm gonna handle this like a mature adult. And you just see the fruits of the labor afterwards. You know, so that's important. I have to give women a safe space.
So that's interesting then. I guess I should ask, like, what's your views on spirituality? Because it's given divine feminine, divine masculine when you're explaining your whole views on women.
So, like, you talk about, like, when it comes to, like, religion? Or, like, just spirituality when it comes to that, like, relationship-wise?
Do you classify spirituality as a religion?
It depends on the person that's talking to me.
Okay.
That's why I ask.
Okay.
I don't like to assume. So when people ask me certain questions, I like to stretch it out so I can get to the meat and potatoes. So that's why I have to throw that back at you so you can stretch it out for me.
Sorry, I don't know if that was meant to be funny, but okay.
Hey,
listen,
she laughed.
My mind is
I got it.
My mind is funny, okay?
I got it, guys.
But,
come on, comedian, come on.
When it comes to like spirituality, like I guess like soulmate type stuff, and
I get where you're coming from. So basically, like, do I feel like when it comes to soulmates, is that like a super importance in a sense? I feel like the souls have to be connected. I'm never gonna say souls are gonna be connected right away. Like, but I feel like it's like putting yourself in a pool, right? You first start putting the toe in, start feeling the temperature.
Okay.
Then you start putting your feet in. Then you start putting from knee down. You start playing with it. Then you start putting your body in, but you're not fully walking down, you're walking around. Then when you start getting comfortable with the water, then you start going more. Then you start doing little, doggy paddles, little strokes. And then when you get super comfortable, you get all in. And I feel like that's how, for me, soulmates are. They don't just automatically tie so quick. There's something that pulls them in and draws them in a bit. And the more they talk, the more they chill, the more they connect, the more they, be alone and be romantic, that's when they just fall into the deep end with each other. So I feel like, yeah, it is a thing. I believe it. I don't care what nobody says in this society. It's happening. We just don't want to embrace it, but it's facts.
Why do you think it doesn't want to be embraced? Like, is it safe to be embraced when everybody's like, at least, or I guess I'll say has a roster?
You know what it is? It's sometimes for certain people, they wanna back up the backup plan.
Right. Not
And
saying I agree with it. I'm just saying
I
like,
understand
it is what it is.
I understand it. For certain people, to go through the same, hey, how you doing? Let's chill. this
Favorite
and that,
color.
and then find out the man's a waste or the girl's a man clown, and then you have to start from scratch again. Imagine you have to run a race, and then they keep blowing the whistle to go back. At some point, you're gonna be like, honestly, let me just take off my shoes, yeah? Let me just take off my shoes and you tell me when it's time for race, because me not gonna wear. I am not going nowhere in this climate. So I get it. And I feel like men and women, I understand it. I don't condone it, but I understand it. But I feel like it is important when you find keywords, when you find that person that connects your soul a certain level, you gotta let them know. You have to. Because the person that is connected with you on that level is gonna embrace it. That's why I said when you create a safe space and a safe haven for somebody, it's a different feel. It's a different feel. There's no such thing as you're not smiling. Even when you're mad, you're gonna find something to smile about because that person has created that table that you can always sit down. No matter if you're hungry, not hungry, you're thirsty to drink water, or if you want a biscuit. As soon as that table and that chair is open out, you know that it's there for anything.
Right.
Right? So it's important. To me, it's important.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
I'm about to go all the way left right now.
Go. I love it.
Well, not really. It's a little more serious, to be honest.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. Tell her people, like, whatever she wants to throw at me, I love it. I'm not scared of no questions. I don't pass nothing.
All right. Gun violence in Toronto.
It's an idiot thing.
I see that you have a stance on that. Well, everyone does, really, but yeah. I feel like you fixate on it.
It's probably the most annoying thing that we deal with. And I'm not sitting here saying like only our culture has this problem, because everybody has this problem. Every race has this issue. But it just gets annoying because it seems like we don't know how to be men, in a sense of, if you have a problem, for me, and I know everybody's different, but for me, I've never had to pick up a gun or a knife and hurt somebody. Never. No matter how much they bothered me, pissed me off, got on my nerves, never. Because I'm thinking it like, regardless if I don't like this person, this is somebody's child. This is somebody's uncle. This is somebody's father, mother, godparent. It's better to just leave them alone. It's different if it's now if you're talking about defense, someone trying to put their hands on you on a disrespectful way and you gotta hold them, or you might have to duke it out fighting wise. Okay, that's no problem. You get punched, you get hit with a 2-piece combo, you go home, keep it pushing. But like now it's like the quickest things people want to shoot. The quickest things. They don't they shoot more they want to converse. And I don't get it. Like, there's I don't get it. Because, like, there's a lot of situations I've gone through where I've talked it out, and rather, like, me and the person didn't talk, or me and the person talked, but it was handled. And they're doing their thing, I'm doing mine. If I see them and they say hi, I say hi back. Keep it moving. But now it's like any little thing is like, I could say something, and instead of you try to talk about it, all you want to do is just shoot me. It's like, really? Like, it's annoying, and we're losing a lot of young men, and I know it predominantly affects young men because it's the young men that are carrying it. It affects us because they're the future. They're the one that's going to continue society, and
a lot of talented.
Like R.I.P. to my boy Specs, who was a dancer. He was a legend.
You know Specs? Wait, are you talking about from way back in like?
Light skin Specs.
Oh my God.
That's my dog. He got stabbed at a dance thing. Like, it was crazy.
No, I remember about that, to be honest.
It hurt me. And I talked to him days before he passed. And me and him were like, we didn't see each other every day. But when we talked and we saw each other, it hit home. It was deep with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember he would wear his his black hoodie that had, I think, Michael Jordan
Oh
and
my gosh.
Magic Johnson on it. That was my dog. That was my people's. And he was a dancer. Like, he had videos of him dancing. I'm like, yo, me and him are gonna touch the club. We're gonna go dance. And like,
That's so sad.
when I heard that story, it hurt me. Cause I'm like, he's just a dancer, man. You know what I'm saying? And there's so much, and I'm just thinking in a sense of, if that happened to him, look what's going on that we're not seeing. That's not being on CP24. Because you know CP24 ain't catching everything. Police barely are catching things, much less CP24. They're spent, no offense, but some of the police officers are spending more time buying Euro Shawarma and Tim Hortons instead of finding the problem. I'm gonna keep it real, right? So it bothers me. And I have young dogs that, you know, I respect. And I always tell them when I see them, like, yo, be a good person. You know, like, that's all I tell them. Be a good person. You know, when I see a young man with his, I think one day I was working and I don't know the man, but the man had a young man had his child and his girl, and I see him taking care of his woman and I see him taking care of his kid. I had to go to him like, big man, I don't know you, but yo, be a good father, bro. We need this. We need black men to be fathers. We need the mandem. Like, we need them to be alive. Like, we're losing our woman and we're losing our men, and there's none of our black women to love a black man because a lot of them has rather got shot, in the bin, or dead. And like, we don't need that no more. It's tiring. Like, how much more RIP t-shirts mans are gonna put? There's so much RIP t-shirts and not enough graduation ones. You know what I'm saying? Not enough successes. So it's annoying. And those things I take pride in because, like, that's somebody's child. That's somebody's daughter. That's somebody's son. That's somebody, right? Obviously, people make bad mistakes and act stupid. But, like, to shoot somebody, I don't know. To kill somebody, it hurts, bro. It hurts. Even if I don't know you like that. Just to know how you died, that's the way. It's like, I want people to die at old age or health problems. I'd rather die from health problems than getting shot. Because at least I know it was a health situation. At least I know that it was something that I tried and I could control, but it controlled me. But someone putting their gun out and wanting to shoot me for what? A shoe? A girl? A cell phone? That's what we're shooting over? But if you tell those same people, go to the army and go save the country, they're gonna get shook. You know what I'm saying? Like, where do we stand here? So, yeah, I get annoyed of it. I definitely get annoyed of it because we're losing them.
So what would be like a message to the people?
Cut it out. It's not worth it sometimes. It's not worth it. It was not Willie. It wasn't Gilly the kid, but it was his friend for
on the show?
Yeah, on $1 million
worth of game,
where he told the man, he's like, yo, somebody shot his partner and he held him and all that stuff. And he's like, yo, if I didn't learn to let it go, I would be in the same hellhole and be in the same box with him right now. So there's certain things you just gotta let it go for yourself, to be better, to better yourself, to change the community around you. And sometimes I think we need to, especially our age, I feel like we need to start giving back, like volunteering a day of our time, even if it's for like an hour or two, to our old high schools, our old middle schools, and give them programs, give them resources. So when they reach our age, they can never say nobody showed them the way. We have so much resources, we have so much communication, but we can't communicate. How does that make sense? How do we have so much forms of communication, but can't communicate? I don't get it. At this point, I'm soon about to buy me a flip phone. Don't make me buy me a flip phone.
I feel like that's what it's going back to. Not even gonna lie.
I will press 4 times to make a S. Those who know. I'm gonna leave it at that. Respectfully.
All right.
Respectfully. How do you feel about it?
Gun violence?
Yes.
I feel obviously 100% wrong, 100% wrong, 100% wrong. know that people are coming from where they're coming from, and it's hard to switch out of certain mentalities. You know, you gotta get it how you live, and there's no condoning whatsoever. But I just feel like certain people, like we spoke on, live in different realities.
Exactly.
And sometimes that seems okay. And if it's not okay, that's the only way they know how to survive.
Exactly.
Right? It's not okay on any level. Don't get that wrong.
Facts.
But inside the mind of people that really do that, they're not living in the same reality as, you know?
It's true. And that's why I said we have to start telling these kids, like, there's so much resources out there. Even if we have to create our own, let's create it, put them in those positions so they know how to talk. They know how to communicate. They know how to reason. They know how to de-escalate. They know how to have emotional awareness so they're not thinking out their feelings, but thinking with logic. Because logical people are not going to react like that. Logical people are going to actually be like, is this a smart idea? Does this benefit me? Does this help my family? Does it help me progress? And if all that leads to no,
a lot of it is pride and ego, because like something happens and your certain mentalities is gonna want to get their leg back. They're gonna want to definitely make sure that they answer for certain stuff, like just so they can sleep peacefully at night. Because the way I feel like they're targeted, it's like it cuts them deep.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
I get it. There's just ways, man. I feel like there's
absolutely
ways,
different ways.
And it's the only reason why they're doing those other ways is because they didn't find the other ways. So if they were shown those ways, maybe it would change their direction. And shout outs to those that have platforms, that have organizations that deal with, you know, mental health, you know, for the Black youth, trying to get the youths out the streets, trying to do community work. Shout out to guys like Turk, who's been for years representing Regent Park, trying to change the narrative about the community. Shout out to Turk for that. Shout out to all these artists, these entertainers, these local people that see the need for change and not waiting for government to make it happen. Because we feel like we need to make John Tory and Justin Trudeau make it.
John Tory is not part of the government anymore.
We don't know about that. That's a totally different story for our next program. Me just a say name, yeah? All right. But yeah, like that's I have to give people their flowers on any platform, because they're the reasons why a lot of young men are not in predicaments they are now.
Yeah.
Right?
They have different outlets.
They may be a small tree, but still provide shade.
Trust me.
That's the way I see it. So shout out to them. And shout out to you, like I said, because you're creating these type of platforms where people can express themselves, talk, and talk about these issues, because they are important, and especially in our community, right? So it's important that, you know, we talk about these things. So definitely shout out to you, Queen, for real.
Thank you.
For real.
Thank you. I know you the gun violence, but overall, like, the journey you're on, the life you lived, everything as a culmination, like, what would your advice be to the youth? Anybody listening, tuning in, what would you feel like they would benefit from hearing in 2023, about to head into summer, about to, like, you know, really be out here, just, you know, what should they keep in mind to keep their mind positive and on the right track and chasing their dreams, thinking of the better side of life?
Pressure makes diamonds.
Right. That's actually very, very good.
Pressure makes diamonds.
Okay.
The diamonds that we wear, the chain that has diamonds on mine, you know, the rings that you got, all that stuff, it shines bright. But we don't realize that people gotta go 6 feet or more down to go dig it up. You know? Never give up. Never. You know? Like, my pops passed away, like, April's gonna make 8 years. I could have gave up a long time. But, you know, when you know yourself, know your purpose, find that there is a way, and just keep fighting, things will come. It may not come in your time, but it will come in the right time. So I would just tell any youth that's listening, believe in your dreams, know yourself, be emotionally aware, and pressure makes diamonds. And don't be conceited, just be convinced.
Okay.
Because I'm not conceited. I'm just convinced now. I'm convinced. I love me. I love me.
That's
I love
a
who
good
I am.
place
And
to be.
when you love yourself, man, even when people talk bad about you, you just laugh it off. Because it's like those who really know will know. So that's what I would say. Pressure makes diamonds, guys. Pressure makes diamonds.
Okay, so for DrewSkey, 10 years from now, where are you?
10 years from now?
Okay,
like in everything?
Okay, 5 to 10. Or,
No, I can do the 10. I'm just saying like everything?
if that's what it takes.
Okay. No, I'm like every aspect we're talking about?
Yeah,
Or
like
just
you wake up
business?
tomorrow and it's 10 years later and you're like, holy.
I would love to be married.
Okay.
I would love to settle down and find somebody good, find my safe haven. I would like to at least have my first child or second. I would like to have different infrastructures, rather be in entertainment, rather be giving back to kids, rather be giving back to homeless or whatever. Just having different infrastructures out there that I can give back, that can make revenue to give back more.
Okay.
And just to make entertainment, make life fun again. That's what I want. I want entertainment to be fun again. I want life to be fun again. I want people to just step away from their problems, enjoy themselves, and give back. Because if you don't, I know people are kind of shaky with Bill Cosby, but Bill Cosby said a phrase on his show, and I stand by it. He says, take a little out, put a lot back in. And I feel like everyone needs to do that. So that's kind of what I would want in 10 years from now. Married, at least, find the one, have a couple kids, have an infrastructure, build on top of the empire, and create opportunities for others to love what they do, give back in the best way possible, and make my community better.
Beautiful. So look in the camera and talk about a message to your younger self.
A message to my younger self?
Yeah. What would your younger self need to hear today? Or then what you know now?
You never gave up. You believed in yourself when a lot of people didn't. You had people who doubted you, never thought that you would make it this far, especially even in age and in life. And because of you is why I'm here. So thank you for being you. Thank you for finding yourself. Mm-hmm. And through everything that you've gone through, you remembered that pressure made diamonds, because here I am. It's because of you. So thanks. Thanks.
Aww. Wow. Shout out to you.
If it wasn't for the younger me, there'd be no me. So there would be no DrewSkey if it wasn't for Andrew Robinson.
Period.
So I gotta shout out to Andrew Robinson. He cried, he shed tears, he went through stuff, but he never gave up. And here I am.
On the Her Stage Mind Show to tell you all about the journey.
Come on.
Beautiful. It was really nice having you here today.
It was a pleasure. Please make sure to follow her. Make sure, listen, whoever is following
Only if it
her,
resonates, seriously.
Listen, I'm gonna say this straight. Follow her. People who are following me, follow her. Platform's amazing. Platform's full of vibes. The energy is good. And you can't get genuine than this. I only go on platforms that are genuine, authentic, and real, and relatable. And this fit all the categories. So
beautiful.
Anyone who's following me, follow her, show her some love, show her support, and she's a diamond through pressure. Seriously.
Thank you.
Come on.
That's all, folks. Just kidding. But no, that's all. Have a great one.